marginalized groups. We need to target special programs for them, and for that matter, what we really are working on is to ensure that those programs will actually reach them, as opposed to many programs that are intended for these groups, but the benefits of these programs actually ended somewhere else. So for us to do that, we will deploy the national ID program so that there will be less leakage in those benefits, and we can achieve more with less. That even given the narrow fiscal space we have, we believe we can achieve more in poverty reduction if we are able to enhance the targeting mechanisms in a way that exploit the availability of our technologies, like now the national ID, and also the community-based monitoring system. We now do almost like a census of all municipalities of the country, and LGUs can use those data to better target those intended beneficiaries, and we also use the same data in our national programs to target our health assistance, our education assistance, our all out the Ayuda that we have, the Ayuda programs that we have, including the 4 Ps.
Thank you, sir. If I may just have one quick follow-up. How is the implementation of these programs relative to indigenous people po? Community-based monitoring and LGU monitoring of these communities, if you don't mind me asking, sir.
Yeah, our data system is able to identify those groups, and our PSA can actually tag them so that we can, with the use of the national ID, deliver those assistance to these groups.
Thank you for your time, sir. Next question. In the DOF's previous budget presentation from the 2025 budget deliberations, it was stated by the good Secretary of Finance that the country is on the verge of becoming an upper middle income country by 2025. GNI per capita, for the knowledge of everyone present, measures the economic output per citizen, including both domestic and international earnings. Last year, the World Bank defines upper middle income country economies as those with a GNI per capita ranging between 4,516 US dollars, more or less 250,000 pesos, to 14,005 US dollars for 2025. For the fiscal year 2026, the World Bank defines an upper middle income economy as one with a GNI per capita using the World Bank Atlas method of $4,496 and between $4,496 and $13,935. Currently, the Philippines posted a recorded gross national income per capita of $4,470. This was higher than its GNI per capita of $4,230 in the previous year. And despite this increase in GNI per capita, the country was just shy of 26 US dollars from reaching this threshold. Madam Chair, we're still a lower middle income country. We fall in the range of 1,136 US dollars to 4,495. Sayang po, muntikan na po ito maklasify as upper middle income sa bansa. $26 lang po ang pagitan.
Huwag kang maghinayang, aabutan natin sa taong ito.
I was actually,
At kung marami ka pang tanong sa akin, lalabanan kita sa distrito.
well, I was going to say, Mr. Secretary, I believe we are capable of achieving that target. I therefore commend the economic team and this administration, which includes you, Mr. Secretary. Hindi naman po biro ang nakamit ninyong achievement, so congratulations.
Thank you very much. You will be unopposed again.
Well, my question is, may this representation inquire with DepDev, and feel free to chime in, sir, as well as the DBM, how it plans to attain what specific economic strategies are to be implemented by the economic team to generate the necessary growth in GNI per capita at the same time, and hopefully strengthen the peso's value against the US dollar, upon which the GNI is measured. For any further clarification, please feel free to ask me again. Thank you.
Yeah, if I may respond, Madam Chair. Sec Ralph is correct that we are likely, very likely going to achieve that target that become an upper middle income status within this year, but we will not see that until July of next year, because the World Bank releases its report on this GNIs for the countries in the world in July of next year. So hopefully, when we will see the report in July, we have already met the threshold. Now, what will it take for us to achieve that growth? We need to keep growing, and in our growth target for this year, we are expecting 5.5 to 6.5%, and next year 6 to 7%. We don't think with the BSP here that the peso will depreciate that much or sharply to reduce our chances of becoming an upper middle income country. We don't think that our inflation will be significantly higher than the rest of the world. So because those are the factors that can influence our migration to upper middle income class. The growth rate, our growth rate, our exchange rate, and the relative inflation, our inflation relative to the rest of the world.
Wanted to chime in, if I may.
Feel free, sir. Yes, please. Yes. Specific economic strategies, sir.
Well, on the specific economic strategy, the first thing is to pass the budget for 2026. The downside of being an upper middle income country is that our ODA loans will increase, the cost, the interest will go up because you're no longer a lower middle income country. So if you're upper middle income, your borrowing cost goes up, the concessional loans go up, the cost of borrowing. And second, the way you calculate poverty incidence changes. Because today we calculate it at $4.20 a day per individual. If you become an upper middle income, the threshold becomes $8.40, the poverty threshold. So that's a downside to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Secretary Ralph and Secretary Balasacan, thank you for your time, and I yield the floor, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative Recto. May we now move to the next interpellator, also from the majority, Representative Javier Miguel Benitez.
Madam Chair, maraming salamat po. Good evening sa ating lahat. First of all, I'd like to commend the administration and especially the economic team for investing in education. Congratulations po. We're all very proud of that. Last week, Dr. Shelito Habito of the Brain Trust Research, the former secretary of NEDA, said that in our education crisis and our job skills mismatch, ang ating pwedeng stopgap will be the creative economy. No, so what we lack in STEM, we may make up for it as the richest, most artistic and creative talent in Asia. So as the chair of the Special Committee on Creative Industries, gusto ko lang basahin yung batas ng Section 12 of RA 12023, which is amending Section 288 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997. It reads, incremental revenues from value-added tax on digital services providers. 5% of the incremental revenue from value-added tax on digital service providers under Section 108 shall be allotted to and used exclusively for the development of creative industries, as defined under RA Act 11904, otherwise known as the PCIDA, or Philippine Creative Industries Development Act, for 5 years. So, ang tanong ko lang po, simple lang. My question is to the beautiful and competent Secretary of DBM. May we get a commitment that this will be fully implemented in 2026 for a brighter and creative future para sa ating lahat.
Okay, maraming salamat dun sa beautiful. Sana wala na ng tanong. May beautiful naman. Madam Chair. No, I think we will have yet to implement. We're implementing it now, and then we have allocated certain portions under the budget of the Department of Trade and Industry for that purpose. In fact, for fiscal year 2026, we allocated 50 million pesos for Malikhaing Pinoy funding. And then, yun lang. Yes. That. Meron pa ba? Ha? Yun sa Malikhaing Pinoy. Yeah.
Madam Chair, may I ask a follow-up question?
Please.
Ma'am Secretary, is this, sorry, sir, Secretary of the Department of Finance, Sec Recto. So this 5% tax was started in June this year.
Yes.
And the estimate is supposed to be 2 billion in revenues for next year, 2026. So in the law, it says exclusively for creative industries. May we get a commitment that this will be fully implemented for 2026?
In 2026, we estimate a revenue of about 21 billion. So 5% of 21 billion may be carried over in 2028 because normally it's 2 years preceding.
Yes, sir.
So this year, since we started implementing it this July, we're projected to collect between now until December, because we're just starting, about 3.6 billion. So 5% of that will be utilized in 2027, more or less. And then if we collect 21 billion in 2026, 5% of that will find its way in the budget in 2028 for the next 5 years. In 2027, we see a slight increase to 23 billion, 5% of that will be allocated in 2029. More or less, that's how I suppose it's going to operate. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So for 2026, it will not be fully implemented.
The collections we will.
But the collections will.
But normally, you won't know how much you collected until the following years, right? Then you can allocate the 5% in the following fiscal year in the budget.
Okay.
So normally,
Thank you so
that's how
much.
it's calculated. Thank you.
Thank you po.
But we're committed to implement it for the creative industry.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Madam Secretary and Mr. Secretary. Oh, no further questions from this representation po. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Representative Benitez. Also in the first round, from the minority, Representative Terry Redon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for, good evening. Thank you for the time given. The topic that we'd like to talk about would be about the ongoing flood control executive-led